Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into a new edition of Sports on the Rocks. I am Debo, of course, with me, KP, Pot, here to bring you what's current in sports. We got NBA, NHL playoffs, and a little bit of NFL news for you. Happy to be here. Happy to get this thing rolling, as you can see. We'll get into it. We'll get into it. How you guys doing?
I'm doing great. I'm just it's a Sunday night, just winding down, getting the kids in bed. Was a kind of a busy weekend. Did our was our first official camping weekend of the season, so that was nice. Softball all weekend, so yeah, just winding down.
I am so ready to take my 76ers victory lap with you, Debo. Cannot wait. Happy to be here on my high horse.
Yeah, you and me both, brother. I mean, we might as well get right into it. Sixers take down Boston Celtics. That is why I'm wearing green today, as well as obviously my Sixers hat. Green for those that have fallen. It's it's a great weekend. Um, I mean, to be quite honest with you, I don't know if I was all that confident, really and truly. I mean, it just previous in that series down 3-1, some things looked just uninspiring. They looked like they didn't show up. They weren't ready for the moment. Embiid comes back, still lose game four, and then just go on an absolute tear. And obviously, Jason Tatum was out, so a little less firepower for the Celtics, but that is not taken away from my joy in the Sixers winning that series, moving on. It's been quite a while since they've beaten the Celtics in the playoffs. They were, I think it was something crazy like 0-6 up against them previous to this. Um, Joel Embiid just brought a spark, an absolute spark, and I'll tell you when healthy, because your best ability is availability, especially in the NBA. When healthy, Joel Embiid is an unstoppable force. I mean, he warrants all type of defensive efforts to try to just slow him down. You know, you got Maxi dribbling up into the lane, and I mean, he collapses defense just by his sheer ability to finish at the rim. And you got Joel Embiid standing in the corner, able to knock down a three. So it has brought this offense into a level and tier that has sparked them. And guys, I'm just so happy. I can't begin to tell you how excited I am. Moving on, first round complete. It's been good.
Well, my faith never wavered. Called it. Called it. I'm going to ride this for a long, annoying amount of time. I knew they would make it weird. I said that 2 weeks ago on the podcast. Embiid comes back, and the Sixers are just in it, just somewhat in it. It can be any amount of it. They can make it weird because that starting five is just absolutely insane when they're all on. And what's even more exciting is you're doing this now, and you have the prospect of the next 5 to 10 years of your backcourt being this Maxi Edgecomb thing. Like the sky's the limit. Um, Going forward, obviously, Knicks tough draw. We'll get to that, but um, yeah, never wavered. Happy for the city of Philadelphia. Obviously, I have love for that city, but happy for you. Sixers did exactly what I said they would do. Made it weird. Have the better starting five. Certainly helped that Tatum was hurt game seven, but could not be happier for the city of Philadelphia.
You have love for the city of brotherly love.
Always,
All
always.
right, well, this is me with my hand up because I picked the Celtics to win the whole goddamn thing, and here they are. go and get bounced in the first round. So good call by Drew. Shouts out to you, Devo. I mean, I was rooting for you. I just didn't have faith, but yeah, that doesn't mean anything. I will say, is it just me? What the fuck? Sorry.
Flip it.
Flashlight had a fucking something. I will say, is it just me or is the East side just kind of like underwhelming? Is the Eastern Conference kind of just not not all that good? Or because I'm just looking at these matchups in the Western Conference matchups seem like we have four good teams and we're gonna have two good series. Whereas I'm looking at the Eastern side and I mean, I don't know. You tell me.
I don't think you're wrong. Personally, I've kind of mentioned this too, and I don't know if it was specifically on the podcast, but the East is a little uninspiring this season. I mean, I think part of it too is just the way that maybe these series have played out because you look at someone like Detroit, they won 60 games this year and went to the absolute brink against the number 8 seed Magic, albeit that Magic team that Potts you've alluded to has a really good roster construction. I think down the line the next couple of years they're going to be pretty darn good. But when you see something like that and the 1 seed really getting pushed, like I said, to the brink, I think it takes down your expectation or maybe yeah, I guess just your expectation of what will come out of there and how good they'll actually be. But I don't know. I think it's going to be whoever does come out of the East, I think is going to have one hell of a time against, a Thunder or Lakers or Timberwolves or Spurs. I just, I think that's pretty obvious at this point. And there's just so much talent in the West that it's hard to deny that.
Would compare it to use an analogy, I would compare it to like pro wrestling, right? The Western Conference is the WWE where you have established stars, complete rosters, everything is built up, ready to rock. But this indie wrestling, this small town stuff is way more fun, it's way more entertaining, and it's a couple years away from being that. The East was incredibly entertaining. 3 game 7s, long series, bad blood. You kind of, it was enjoyable. Over in the West, you just had the top talent being top talent. Thunder, sweep, see ya, Devin Booker, Suns, see ya. Um, Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves and Gobert take out Denver. It just if the East is a couple years away, they're more entertaining than productive, I guess is how I would word that. Um, but you're not wrong. You're not wrong. The only thing the East has going for it is whoever they get out of the West in the NBA Finals. That's one hell of a gauntlet now that they're going to be going through to get there. And how healthy are they? Tired are they? Like there's some things that would go into it, but yeah, East has a tall order, and West is definitely better.
Do you want to say real quick too? Obviously with the way that the Bucks season played out and Giannis and all that sort of stuff, you don't have them in the playoffs. So you're replacing them with a team like the Raptors, say. And then you do the same thing in this Knicks Hawks series. You don't have a team like Indiana, who, in most recent history has been competitive and has been up there. So I think it makes it a little bit lackluster in that sense too, that you don't have those teams that you kind of expect to be there up there. So the quality drops a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, no Giannis or Halliburton hurts the East, big time, big time.
Gentlemen, we can start to sort of branch out here. Obviously, we slightly kind of touched on the um, Detroit Magic series. Drew, can you believe the Pistons came back? Can you believe the Magic previous game missed 23 shots in a row? I mean this game seven wasn't even close. A blowout by Detroit.
Well, Franz Wagner now has all of the leverage in his contract negotiation this offseason because not having him for game six or game seven imploded the Magic. Just imploded it. Um, I would also say veteran point guard should also be on the shopping list because if Suggs is not on, they have nobody to run that ball up and down the floor, and Paolo can't do it all. Um, yeah, hats off to the Pistons. I don't know how many rounds Tobias Harris can do it, but he deserves a lot of credit. He gets a lot of shit from a lot of different cities he's been in, but he showed up to Cade's defense these last two games and really outplayed Desmond Bain because Desmond Bain is supposed to be Paolo's two. Tobias Harris, for better or worse, is Cade's number two. So Tobias really stepped up. He should get his flowers on that. Um, but again, touched on it. Incredible to watch Paolo versus Cade. Are they finished products yet? Like the West Stars? No. But fantastic all series long. Both of those kids um, showed up and showed out.
Cade is one tough son of a gun. That kid, that kid is putting on for Detroit. Love to see it. Did you see the picture of his like vest that he was wearing to protect his freaking ribs and his collapsed lung? Looked like he had a looked like he had some kind of bulletproof vest on his just on his left rib or whatever.
Just a
Yeah,
little Kevlar underneath there.
yeah, seriously. No, but he's been putting the team on his back. I can't believe that Magic. It was Friday night that Magic went what 0 for 20 or 1 for
0 for
20 in the
23.
0 for 23 whatever in the fourth quarter. Absolutely bananas. They need to be checked for fucking game fixing.
I think you made that point when we were out grabbing drinks. You said somebody needs to look into them. No, I mean that's ridiculous. I don't know how, as an NBA product in the playoffs, that's just what you guys put on the court. It's a tough look for the Magic. Uh, I don't think anyone really expected them to be there in a game seven. So I think it speaks volumes to where they're at in their process and how far they've come along too. Drew, I think you made a really good point too. They need a backup point guard. Take some of that off of Suggs, help with that rotation. And Franz, he's gonna get a bag. He's gonna get a bag for sure. It was so evident that they're just a different team and almost, I don't want to say dysfunctional on offense, but pretty damn close. Um, but my biggest takeaway from this entire series is Detroit's need for a Robin to Cade's Batman. I mean, Drew, you made the point. I think Tobias Harris, he was a former Sixer. Offered and gave him a lot of money, and I think he caught a lot of flack from Sixers fans because we feel like we never lived up, or he never lived up to that price on the contract. But I mean, he was never going to do that. That was on the GM in signing him to that. So not a lot of love from Sixers fans. Pistons fans, I think maybe coming for him a bit, but I'm not inspired by this Detroit team. Cade's not going to be able to do this all playoffs. It's just not going to happen. And I think it speaks more to just the holes that Detroit has and that they're gonna need to fill because I don't see this. Um, I mean, they might get past this next round. I don't know. I To me, you can't be a championship team with that being the case and not having an established number two. So
Can I give you a scenario as a Sixers fan?
sure.
Can Can Cade Cunningham take Detroit on a run like AI did with the Sixers team that met the Lakers?
That's a really good question. I don't think so. Just because I mean, who AI went through to get that team to that finals and the sort of talent that was in the NBA in the early 2000s in that Eastern Conference. I just he was great, and I think it's going to be hard to replicate something like that. I really do. Especially with the collapse long, the gear, everything that he's got working against him right now, and he's still dropping 40-point games, 30-point, whatever it is, you know what I mean? So I would say no.
I
And
mean,
that's no lost love to Kate at all. Sorry to cut you off. It's just it's hard to do that, man.
no, I don't disagree. I kind of think though, I'm sitting there watching the Cavaliers and Raptors right now, and I mean, neither team would scare me. I like I I don't see any reason why Detroit doesn't get past either of these teams, to be honest with you. And then you got either the Knicks or the Sixers, which I would say I would fear either of those teams more than I fear the Cavaliers and Raptors right now. I don't know. That's just me. Neither of those guys scare me. So to me, I feel like Pistons definitely move on and they go to the Eastern Conference Championship. And who knows? Do they make something weird and you know get past another series and go to the finals? I don't know, but I definitely
I
think
mean,
they're making it past this round.
yeah, and I see what you're saying. I think if they're going to do that, I think it's going to take Jalen Duren scoring out of his mind, doing all those little things that it seems like he didn't for the most part of this series do. But then you got a guy like Asur Thompson as well. I mean, he's going to have to be more than just a defender and a rebounder. He's going to have to get them 10, 15 points. There's going to have to be those contributions to really get them there.
What do you guys think? Would you pick the Pistons over either of these teams, or are you taking Cavs or Raptors over the Pistons in this next series?
Depends on which version of Durant shows up. When the All NBA teams come out, he's going to be the third All NBA team center, and he's got a want like he's got a missing persons thing out for him in the fucking city of Detroit right now. Nobody knows where he's at. He was he had all these 30 and 10 games all season long, and he just disappears. He's a ghost. If he shows up, they will beat Cleveland. If he doesn't, Cleveland's got enough firepower, and Jared Allen is playing really well right now, and will take advantage of him down low. If Hart, I don't trust James Harden, so I would lean Detroit, but Cleveland does have firepower if Detroit doesn't want to show up, and if Cade can't score 35, 40 a game, like we're saying, then who's going to match Harden, Mitchell, Strus, Jared Allen? Who's going to match all those guys point for point?
Agree. You kind of already echoed it, but I think it's the rest of that Detroit Pistons. If the rest of them show up and Cade and Tobias Harris don't have to carry all the weight, then they'll go as far as this team can go. You know what I mean? But I would agree. I think that the Cavs also line up pretty well roster wise too. You got a handful of guys that can create their own shot, and that's a huge thing in the playoffs, especially when the game slows down. But albeit it's a James Harden who you know is non-existent and just disappears when it comes to the playoffs. I mean, I don't think I've seen like a caliber player of James Harden. I understand that he's in the latter part of his career, but to have the type of skill, set the kind of records that he did and all that to then just kind of disappear in the playoffs, man, that's tough. So I would say if you're asking me right now, I want to say the Pistons do step up, and I think they do win this series, but it's going to take every bit.
Well, guess we will find out starting on May 5th. Game one will be for that next series. But the other series in the East, The Sixers and the Knicks. Lead us off, Debo. What can we expect?
I mean, it's interesting because 2 years ago, the Knicks, excuse me, bounced the Sixers in six. And I would say it's a completely different team. I think when you add someone like a VJ Edgecombe into the fold, who can at any point get you 25, 30 a game as a rookie, too. But I think that Embiid, as long as he stays healthy, continues to do what he's doing. I mean, there's no force in the East that can stop that. Hell, I don't know if there is one in the NBA. I mean, there's never been a doubt that he's a talented basketball player. It's just got to be on the floor, be able to prove it, and show it. So, and that Celtics series, he played with some of the most grit I think I've ever seen out of him. I mean, you had guys falling at his knees, his legs, he's rolling around on the ground, all these sort of things. And I mean, he's proved himself. He just needs to kind of continue with it. And I think that these Sixers can handle the Knicks, kind of get back at them for that series a couple of years ago, and you know, hopefully move on to the Eastern Conference Finals. But it'll be an exciting series to watch. I think it's two of the quote unquote blue bloods of the NBA who are up in that sort of tier. I mean, Madison Square Garden's a pretty wild place to play in the playoffs. So it's going to be a fun series. I'm really looking forward to it.
For me, um, first off, what everybody needs to know going into this, you need to watch every minute of it because if you don't know the history, Karl Anthony Towns and Joel Embiid absolutely despise each other. It is going to be so entertaining to watch because they are just going to be chirping the whole time. Um, like at all. Joel Embiid is pretty adamant for what he thinks of Cat, but the advantage the Sixers have is not a lot of people. I mean, I did, to be clear. Um, think necessarily that they were even going to be here. So New York, when we previewed the playoffs, one of the things that usually kills the Knicks are the Knicks, not the other team. They tend to crumble every time. So the Sixers have nothing to lose. The Knicks, with no Giannis, and we touch on this, no Halliburton, no skeletons in the closet, nobody coming out to hide. They have a path to the NBA Finals that they need to take advantage of now, or they need to make some changes that we've also talked about before. So the Sixers can just play free. There won't be any tightness. They have a rookie who can play free. There's no pressure on him. They have a stud in Tyrese Maxey, and they can just go. Um, the Knicks, I at some point they're going to shit on their own leg, right? It's going to happen. It's the key for them is it can't happen at the wrong time. Like in a perfect world, if I'm the Knicks, I'm gonna shit on my own leg. I'm gonna. It starts in New York. If they split those two games, that has to be the time where that's their screw up, and then from there take control of the series. But if they take the first two at home, split in Philadelphia, and they're up 3-1, and Philly comes in there for game five and takes it from them, and that series goes back to Philly like the Boston series does for game six, then all of a sudden, does it snowball for New York? That's the question. Should New York win? Probably. Will they? Hell no. I am smoking that 76ers pack till it fucking burns out. I'm going to keep it going. Give me the Sixers. I'm going to be right again.
I mean, I'm rooting for the Sixers because of the boy Debo, and I mean, Who didn't love a little AI back in the day? I mean, I had the i3 shoes. I'm just saying, I had all white i3 shoes. I mean, I rocked them bitches. So
The shooting
I
sleeve,
root. Oh
the
yes.
shooting sleeve back in the
Oh,
day
get
too.
this
Come
sleeve.
on,
Oh,
Just
yeah, just yeah, yeah, all day. Um, yeah. So rooting for the Sixers, but if I was a betting man,
whoa
I would
now,
still take the Sixers.
oh,
no. Yeah, I'm gonna go Sixers. Um, I think they get this done in six.
Sixers in six, baby.
Sixers in six. Yes, sir.
Let's flip it on over to the Western side. Let's go Timberwolves and Spurs. Six versus two. Game one starts tomorrow, 9:30. What are we feeling?
You know, it's interesting because I think your comment in the East just kind of being a letdown this season as far as quality. You take a look at this Western side of the bracket. This six versus two matchup doesn't feel like a six versus two. I mean, Minnesota's been playing great. Obviously, Anthony Edwards' status is up in the air for game one, which, to be quite honest, you love to hear that if you're a Minnesota fan, because I think it might have looked bleak for him to even play. I know his bone bruise and that sort of stuff, but I just love this matchup. I think at the end of the day, it's going to come down to what Ant can and cannot give in this series for Minnesota. And with that being said, I mean, they got Victor Wembanyama on the other side. And I'm sorry, but when you have that sort of talent along with Castle and some of these other supporting guys, I see the Spurs coming out of this game or series, excuse me. I don't know how they don't.
Yeah, to me, I feel like it's as you said, it kind of depends on Anthony Edwards. So um he he's an all-star and I love his game and I love his trash talk and I love everything about that. So um but yeah, him being hurt obviously plays a big part in the Timberwolves outlook. But we talked about it last week. I mean, Wemby is the MVP for that team, and I don't see any reason he slows down. So I would take the Spurs.
I was just gonna say, I think we kind of forget too that DiVincenzo is out for Minnesota as well. So
Mm.
they're down a lot right now. Obviously, like you said, it's dependent on whether Ant can get back and play at a high caliber level. But
Spurs in five. Spurs in five. Okay, screw the Timberwolves. Me and Nick Wright, who I watch regularly, owe America an apology on the Denver pick. Good God, that was terrible. I'll own that one. Did not see that coming. But yeah, Spurs in five, deeper, uh, better, healthier, more importantly. A
That's what
hobbled
she said.
Anthony Edwards, no DiVincenzo. Yeah, Spurs in five. That's an easy one for me.
Other side, the other series in the Western Conference, Thunder and Lakers. I mean, this is going to be the one that everyone's looking at. Obviously, with Bron Brown and Bronny playing on the same squad, got Luca. But then you got the OKC Thunder on the other side, the young stars, the young MVPs. You got Shy. I mean, can he will this team to a victory over the Lakers?
From the foul line, um, yeah, I mean, this one's pretty simple too. OKC in five, 30 free throws a game from Shy, deeper bench, um, just again, healthier. Luca's still not perfect, as far as health is concerned. And that OKC team, that they have two starting fives. They have two starting fives. Um, they have Shea, obviously. but Williams as well, Hartenstein in the middle. I just don't see an avenue where the Lakers can. The Lakers had clear advantages in that series with Houston with how they just matched up. They don't have those same advantages with OKC. Not many teams do, to be fair. So OKC in five.
I'll start this off by saying, um, hand up, accountability. I apologize to LeBron James. I was not familiar with his game this season and kind of threw a little shade his way, saying that he couldn't will this team past the past the Rockets, but damn well he did it. And he did it in style too. Talking crap the whole time too at the free throw line. I don't did you guys see the video of him and Sengun? Oh my God. Can
Oh yeah.
you imagine being disrespected by LeBron in that way for everyone to then put on social media and hear? Ugh, good Lord. So I'd love to apologize, LeBron James. But other than that, man, I'm gonna echo everything you guys said. I just don't see a world where the Thunder don't come away with this victory. And I think kind of what I said in the previous series about LeBron being able to will this team, I think it finally comes to fruition against the Thunder. I think just too much firepower. Hey, you guys think of NBA Jam when the meter's on fire and just raging. That is this entire Oklahoma City team. And Drew, you alluded to it. They go 10 deep in the rotation. That's just hard to overcome. So I will say I don't share your view in five, Drew. I'm gonna say in six. I think it's gonna be a 4-2 series when it's all said and done, and I think the Thunder move on.
Thunder in five, Thunder in six. Either way, I'm taking Thunder.
Yeah, love that. All right, well, Potts, you are our resident NHL hockey guru. We got playoffs going on. Uh, Looks as if the first round has been all but wrapped up. So, round two going on here, semifinals. We got a game currently playing right now. Avalanche up on the 3 seed Wild, 4-2. Just about halfway through that second period. Um, what are we thinking, Drew? What are our thoughts? Can anyone stop the Avalanche?
Well, this is definitely the main event. Everyone wanted to see who made it out between Minnesota and Dallas to really step up to the champ, step up to Colorado, who has held that 1 seed all year long, and who's gonna slay the giant is really what it is. Um, like you said, 4-2 Avalanche right now, fast paced, a lot of skill on the ice with McKinnon and Makar for Colorado. Minnesota, Quinn Hughes, Faber, Kaprizov, Boldy. I mean, just it's stars everywhere. This is a de facto Stanley Cup, is really what it is. Um, it's fantastic. What it's going to really come down to is Jesper Wallstead for Minnesota, young kid in net, um, and how long can he keep this up? Because he's not used to seeing this for 7 games in theory. This speed, this skill. It's a big moment for a young guy. Um, and then and as I say that, the Wild make it 4-3, cut the lead. Um, but and then you got Wedgwood and Blackwood for Colorado. It's going to come down to the two goalies on who can stand up the tallest. So, absolutely fantastic. This series, 7 games, without a doubt, 7 games. And honestly, I would flip a coin on who wins it.
Well, update as you're going on your recap right now. Minnesota just scored again, so now it is 3-4. Colorado's still winning, but 3-4 with 13 minutes left in the second period. So they're already making this a game. It looked like a blowout in the first period, but Minnesota's coming. They're coming screaming back. Love me
Even if
some playoff hockey, baby.
even if the score was 5-0, there is way too much talent on both squads. Colorado, like I said, Makar, McKinnon, Nietzsche, Landeskog, the captain's still there. Um, Nishkinen. I mean, list goes on and on. Boldy, Kaprizov, Hughes, um, for Minnesota. It's just talent everywhere. Talent everywhere. Absolutely fantastic series.
Well, the other game going on in the Western side, we got the your hometown, the Las Vegas Golden Knights, versus former coach Gordon Bombay's Mighty Ducks. So, what we got to look forward over there?
The Ducks are early. They are just littered with young, fantastic talent. Cutter Gaither, who they got from Philly, um, and a big trade with Drysdale going the other way for the Flyers last offseason. Dostal, who is one of my favorite young goaltenders in the NHL, Finnish fella. He's outstanding. On the Vegas side, yes, I sincerely wish it was my hometown. It is my happy place personally. But Vegas, business as usual. Stars everywhere. Eichel, Marner. The big trade deadline acquisition. Rasmus Anderson has been big for them on D. That depth is still there for them, but they're the key to this series again. It's going to be redundant. It's going to come down to goaltending. It's going to come down to Dostal versus Carter Hart for Vegas. Carter Hart is an enigma where he's either the best goalie you've ever seen or he's letting up 5 goals on 15 shots. He was supposed to be, he ran into a little bit of trouble off the ice. Um, he was supposed to be Philadelphia's goalie of the future, long term answer that they had been seeking for 20 years. He's that good. He's got it in him to be that good. And if Vegas gets that version of him, Vegas could roll a young Ducks team that may be a year away. But again, good series. I would say Vegas in 6.
Does Goldberg still play for the Ducks, or did oh
I think
he
Dolphins a little bit better.
okay. All right. I was just making sure. I don't know. He could stop the trash. Like he stopped that trash. You know, that one exercise they just yeah.
Yeah, the bagel. All right, well, that is the western side of these NHL playoffs. Flipping it over now, folks, to the east, and we got some juicy headlines here. First being Buffalo Sabres, number one seed, tremendous season, back in the playoffs, making some noise, doing all that, going up against a Canadians team who Drew just completed their victory in Game 7 to move past the Lightning. Did we see that coming, or was that a surprise?
This Lightning team wasn't Lightning teams of old. Kucherov isn't getting any younger. Their defense is a little bit shorter on rotation. They really only have 3. They kind of need a fourth to roll through the lines. None of their stars showed up today. Point, Hagel, Kucherov for that matter, Radish. None of them really showed up for today's game. They outshot the Canadians 31-9, and the Canadians stole Game 7 in their building. It was the least amount of shots ever by a team in the playoffs.
I'm sorry, 9? Like
9.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. Okay. All right.
Yep. And one of the Canadians' goals, the game-winning goal, was shot from behind the net. He put it off the back of Vasilevsky and put it in the back of the net. So it was meant to be for Montreal, but now they get Buffalo, which isn't exactly a prize. Buffalo is just loaded. Tage Thompson, Darlene. They're getting really good goaltender play from Luukkonen. Um, I don't see a world where it's going to be physical. They don't really care for each other, but it's going to be physical. But it's going to come down to pure talent in the end, and Buffalo just has more of it. However, the Canadians do have an ace in the hole, which is their goaltender,
Oh my
Dubois.
God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Sorry, Drew. Oh
I'm
my
seeing
God.
what you're seeing.
Oh
Oh
This
my
my
game is
God,
electric.
dude.
This game is electric.
So fill us all in here. What happened?
The Minnesota Wild just scored shorthanded, correct? That like
Uh,
they or were they on the power play?
no, they were shorthanded. They
Yeah,
were
they were. That's
shorthanded.
what I'm saying. Yeah, they were Minnesota Wild shorthanded. Just gets a errant pass from the Avalanche. Who's that? Fowley?
That's Foligno, who they got
Foligno?
from Chicago. It's him and his
Foligno.
brother
Yeah,
on that line.
yeah. He intercepts the pass and just takes it down and just one-on-one with the goalie and puts it in the back of the net. Yeah, that was shorthanded. Colorado still has just under a minute left on the power play. This game is insane. It was a I said it was a blowout in the first period by the Avalanche, and now it's just Minnesota's about to
Wild,
run away.
yeah, Wild have scored. I'm trying to do the math here. That's 3 goals in the second period. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Good Lord.
I'm
Hey,
telling you,
you
there's
want
too much
drama? Turn
talent.
on the NHL playoffs, man. Jeez, oh Pete's.
I'm telling
Electric.
you. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. It's been every series has been entertainment like this. Everyone.
But back to Buffalo and Montreal. Montreal has Dubois net, or Dobes, or however you spell that or pronounce that French last name of his. He's on fire. Absolutely fantastic. Another young goaltender that's came up. And Colorado just made it 5-5. What are
Oh
we
my
even doing?
God. Oh my
What?
God.
I want all of our audience to know our next podcast, we will be live streaming Colorado and Minnesota. We hope that you tune in because this is just ridiculous.
Oh my goodness, this is nuts.
I don't know
And
what to do with this.
and we're still in the second period. There's still 2 minutes left in the second period, and it's 5-5.
I'm gonna do the
At the
audience a
at
favor.
this
Buffalo
rate,
and
it's
6.
gonna be like 10-10. Like it's gonna be 10-10 going to overtime. Like
Drew, you
Buffalo and
said
6. Yeah,
Buffalo and
Buffalo and 6.
six.
Give me the next one. Give me the next one before another goal gets scored.
Well, I'll take that. The last game in the Eastern Conference is going to be, or excuse me, series is going to be the Hurricanes, #1 seed, going up against the Philadelphia Flyers. Carolina leads that series 1-0. Game two
man,
coming your way. The Monday it's 7, so tomorrow.
Yeah, with this one, I think it's pretty straightforward. Philly won their Stanley Cup when they took out Pittsburgh. That series was a heavyweight fight that went every single round, and they beat the hell out of each other. Um, and now Philly has the bragging rights. But the Hurricanes are so deep; they're conditioned for this. They've been on the doorstep now for 3 or 4 years in a row. Brindamore, I think, finally gets through, and they are my pick to come out of the East in general. But Philly is just so young. The problem with Philly is Vladar's played great. I think they found their goaltender for the long haul moving forward. Um, they have Forrester. They have um, Martone from Michigan State, who joined late in the regular season, has been huge for them. That kid has such a bright future. Konechny, um, just they have so much good young talent. They're missing great. Their top line could really use that take over a game guy. And Trevor Zegras, as good as he is, I don't know that he's that kind of guy that could carry them to make this thing difficult for Carolina. I think Carolina takes it in 5. I think Carolina finally doesn't just knock on the door; they kick it in and get to the Stanley Cup Finals eventually.
about to turn up down in Raleigh.
Yeah, they've been on the doorstep for a while and they deserve it.
Gonna have to tell Brian he's got to get to a damn game.
Yeah, they always have a packed house. Carolina has a real shot this year to take it. Yeah, I do have one final piece of big hockey news. Toledo takes out Bloomington tonight and advance to the division finals, as they call it, to take on Fort Wayne. So good old rivalry series for us. Um, Kicks off Wednesday night, and Toledo's got to take care of business. So
Is it home game first one?
nope,
We're what?
Fort
We're
Wayne
what?
has the top seed.
We're in Fort Wayne. Start off.
Yeah, we are in Fort Wayne to start it off.
Say, um, some drama comes with Fort Wayne. We've had our fair share of Fort Wayne fun, haven't we, Potts?
Yes, the fans don't necessarily get along with each other. The teams definitely don't. Definitely don't.
Looking forward to a good old fashioned rivalry here in the ECHL. Is that
Yep,
still correct? Okay.
yep.
Perfect.
And
Perfect.
and good news, if you make it out to a game, you'll get to hear all the Fort Wayne fans um, brag about their Mickey Mouse COVID championship. So that'll be awesome. Kind of like
No time.
LeBron's title, but I won't really dive into that right now.
We're on good graces with LeBron. I feel bad for smearing him there in that Houston series. So we'll let that go for now. Let that go.
Yeah, we'll let him have his bubble championship.
Well, we got a couple little NFL headlines to hit. Just some news happening in the league. Oh,
Before we
oh,
before we do that, Cody, you wanna tell the viewers what they can do for us? I think they can do something, right?
absolutely. You know what you guys got to do. You got to hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button, comment, like the video, interact with us on socials, interact with us on the YouTube. Like I said, comment on the video. We'll respond, give us a like, but make sure you hit the subscribe button. Helps us immensely.
Yeah, certainly. And I will say, people have been active in the comments. I love to see it. I do love to see it.
And we've been gaining some subs. So we
Right?
do appreciate it. We see the numbers going up. We appreciate you. We're trying to get the push to 50, but yeah, just keep hitting that sub button. Keep telling your friends. We're just trying to spread the word, spread the good word. But NFL, the 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 1B on the best receiving core of the NFL signed his franchise tender. If that makes anyone feel good or anything, I don't know. I don't even know why it's a talking point. It's just because it's the Cowboys, but I mean, he was always going to sign it. It was never even in question. But whatever, it's official. He signed it.
Are you leaving
When
out
it-
the detail where he gauged his interest around the league before signing it? That's why it's a question.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If he didn't want to be in Dallas, he wouldn't be.
It's not about where he's at, it's about what's in his wallet.
it's a fair point.
Yeah, and I mean he would have made more money going somewhere else.
But clearly nobody wanted that head case.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Hey, they all said that last year.
He was in a contract year. Of course he was on his best behavior.
Well, guess we'll find out. Guess we'll find out if he can do it again.
I miss Shiesty version. Yeah, I mean, happy to hear it. Like you said, I think we all expected this, so not not anything too crazy from that front. I mean, I'm curious to see what the future holds for him in that Dallas organization. Obviously, I mean,
Well, I think Jerry and Steven have their reservations as they should. I mean, it was a contract year and he balled out. Okay, let's see you do it again. You do it again, they'll pay you, but you're not gonna get the bag and have them invest $50 million into 50 million, $60 million into the wide receiver position.
Well, let me pose a hypothetical to you then. He replicates last season and performs well. Off the field issues are non-existent. I mean, what do we pay him at that Cowboys organization? I mean, what does that price look like?
I don't think he is better than CD Lamb, so I would put him a step under CD. But by that time, I mean, I don't even know where CD's at on the chart right now for top paid.
It's got to be top 10, no? I would assume. Drew, what's your guess? You think he's top 10? He's got to be.
Oh, CD's definitely top 10 paid. He has to
Yeah,
be. But the number
yeah,
for Pickens starts with a three. Now, how far into the 30s you go is the question.
yeah. Well, and I think that's the dilemma when you have two really good wide receivers. I mean, I think we saw it with JMO getting a contract in Detroit. You just wonder is that where the money should be allocated? You
Well,
know what I
the
mean?
the one argument I would make as an Eagle fan is it works. We won a Super
Yeah,
Bowl because we paid Devontae Smith early, AJ Brown early, and didn't wait and got it done before it skyrocketed anymore.
yeah.
That's the issue with we'll play it out and do it again. Well, fine, play it out and do it again. But if somebody else on another team does that too, or multiple guys do it, which is certainly possible, then that number keeps going up and up and up. And of all the people with the number going up and up and up to negotiate with, yeah, Jerry Jones is not at the top of that list because he has a decorated history of being a pain in the ass when it comes to that. So
I
he
would
should
say
have
he's
gauged his interest.
yeah. I mean I would say bottom of the list as far as people you'd like to negotiate a contract extension with. I mean, half the time, and this is no disrespect to the Cowboys. Obviously, Cody, Cowboys fan here, but he gets his big player names wrong like all the time. I mean, that might just be
He's always a
you
year
know,
late,
That's a
and it ends up
marketing
costing him
genius.
more every time.
That's a
he
marketing tool that he uses.
just
That
make
doesn't
him
do the
Fucking
feel
team any good.
goddamn,
That does
goddamn
Jerry Jones
Michael,
good.
goddamn Michael. I swear to God.
just
Uh,
mind games.
so I got the list. CD
Let's
is
hear
number
it.
4 at 34 per year. JSN is number 1, 42, just over 42. Jamar Chase, 40. Justin Jefferson, 35. CD, 34. DK, 33. You got Garrett Wilson, AJ Brown. So right now, George is playing on the tag at 27, a little more than 27 million. So I mean, honestly, yeah, I don't know if he accepts a contract to because I mean between CD and Jackson Smith and Jigba, I mean we're talking we're talking eight 8,000 or 8 million difference. So I mean,
Yeah.
it kind of seems like if he were to get a contract, he would probably come in at more than CD, but then they'd have to restructure CD to make him feel good.
It is
So
a slippery slope, my
so
guy.
that's what I'm saying. You're at that point, you're gonna have 70, 80 million dollars tied up at this wide receiver position. So yeah, you got to see him do it again.
Yeah. I will say, you know who wasn't on the top of that list for being paid? Amon-Ra St. Brown. It's because you
Oh,
got his deal
sorry,
done
he is.
early. Oh, whoa.
Correct.
Where is it? Where is it? Well, regardless on the scale though.
He's at 8. He's at 30,
Oh,
30
okay.
million. He's at 8.
Yeah,
He's right behind AJ Brown.
yeah. The other
So
guy.
which reminds me, I mean, Drew, is AJ gone? I mean, did Devonta I saw Devonta Smith like kind of said that he's moving on.
Yeah, so Devonte Smith had his annual charity softball game, and normally AJ Brown is on it. Guess who was not on it this year? But it'll be interesting. Um, Devonte Smith has already really taken to Makai Lemon and formed a short-term relationship already with him. Um, but AJ Brown's pretty much good as gone at this point. Really, the argument now is it a 27 or a 28 first that's coming back? I would prefer a 27, but with how potentially generational this next draft class is going to be, but nothing can happen until June 1st. So we got another month of waiting around to see what's going on. But I will say, um, AJ Brown had his like little camp, football camp over the weekend. Um, and he did lead the kids in Eagles chants. So, I mean, the thing that should worry everybody or could potentially worry everybody around the league is we don't have a certain reporter anymore constantly being the one pushing this narrative. Um, I guess you can say that's been put to bed, and I'm not talking about just her in a hotel room, but the stories in general. So imagine a scenario where, because the relationship is still cordial, it's not toxic behind the scenes, contrary to some beliefs. Um, an offense with AJ Brown, Devonte Smith, Lemon in the slot. I mean, that could be awesome. That could be awesome, but I would assume June 1st we start to hear some kind of a trade get done as of now.
Good riddance. AJ Brown can kick rocks. I'm so tired of hearing about him. I'm about as tired of hearing about AJ Brown as I am Kevin Durant. uh moving on. Uh it looks like the Colts are gonna let things play out with Richardson, the former Florida quarterback. They declined his 5th year option. Sounds like go out and do something. That's what it sounds like from the Colts organization. And they made some other investments too. So we'll see what turns of him. I'm very curious to see what his remainder of his NFL career looks like. Or are we looking at a UFL star, boys? I don't know.
I would say UFL star. I don't need my franchise quarterback subbing out in the middle of the game because he's tired. So I think that pretty much ends the career. Sorry, kid. Should have worked on that work ethic, not just throwing 80-yard bombs. And it also doesn't help when you can throw it that far, but you miss your target by another 30 yards. So, um, yeah, he's stuck behind Daniel Jones. He'll get flipped in the preseason for a conditional 6th round pick, and we'll forget all about him.
He just looked like an exciting prospect coming out, but yeah, it didn't really amount to much. You know, maybe he could still do something given the
At
right
tight end,
the right scenario. I don't know, you know, maybe if he kind
Yeah,
of if he got to play Lamar Jackson's offense, you know, that might be a little something for him.
he'd be even more tired. He'd
it's a
miss
good
half the
point.
game.
Yeah, not a good look for someone who by all accounts was drafted to be the guy, and now you're backing up Daniel Jones. And no disrespect to
Oh,
Daniel Jones, but I mean, hey, he had a good year before the injury, so you know I say that with an asterisk.
Yeah, and
little Daniel Jones shot.
speaking of Lamar Jackson's team, Diego Pavia just went and got signed by the Ravens. They said, screw it. We're not even going to make you come and just work out at the mini camp. We're just going to give you a contract. So he ended up on a team.
That's a hell of a risk, in my opinion. I mean, I'd like to know what happened behind closed doors, what the conversation sounded like. Maybe contractually there's some addendums in there that read not allowed in clubs, only allowed X amount of hours on social media. Like I'm curious to be a fly in that room and hear what that conversation sounded like. I imagine it was a lot of questions from the Ravens. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, dude's got to have like a freaking curfew.
Well, the club money's going to run out quick because he only got 850,000. I say only, but that money's
Yeah.
going to run out quick the way he throws it. But I mean, if you're the Ravens, perfect scout team quarterback to replicate some of what Lamar does.
Is Huntley still on that roster as a backup? I'm curious about that.
Oh
Because
God, I can't.
by all accounts, I mean, last season when we saw him step in, he played well. I hope I'm right in saying this, but by my accounts, I thought he did play well.
Yeah, he's a good relief pitcher.
But
He didn't screw
okay,
it
so
up.
he's if he's still there, he's got to be behind Huntley, looking for a practice squad.
Oh yeah, Pavia's not playing. No
No,
shot.
no,
They can't go into the season with him as the backup.
Huntley is still there.
Yeah, perfect.
okay, yeah. I mean, you'll get a lot of experience, a lot of coaching. It's not going to be from a Harbaugh, I can tell you that.
Might
Which
as
is
well Minter.
going to be weird to say though, that or think about that. I guess it's just been a long time. But yeah, Mentor is no slouch, so expect the best out of him.
Yeah, it looks like Mahomes is going to be ready for OTAs with his recovering from his knee injury. So good news for the Kansas City Chiefs fans. Want to
Good
see
news
him
for
get
the
back to.
NFL, for the NFL and the referees too. I believe
Yeah, well,
their
they
pockets will
want,
get padded a little fatter.
yeah, they want their boy back.
Hmm.
Pittsburgh declines fifth-year option for Broderick Jones.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I mean it sounds right. Coming off an injury, a pretty major injury, and one that from what I had heard, there were sort of some setbacks going on in that recovery. So not surprised by that. Let the season play out. Go from there.
And no charges filed for wide receiver DK Metcalf, stemming from his altercation last season with hit punching the fan who
Punching a Lions fan, right?
didn't who didn't provoke him in any way, shape, or form or say anything. The the wide receiver just punched him in the face for no reason. So yeah,
Of all the people to piss off, why Metcalf? The
Yeah,
dude is why? Why?
because the dude's trying to collect a check.
Oh,
I mean, when this came out, I just couldn't help but laugh. Obviously, we don't condone violence here on SOTR, and there's no place for that, especially in the middle of an NFL football game. But um, that was a big deal, big conversation. That guy went on a whole campaign to try to clean up his image. He just a real skis ball. So I can only imagine what was said. And again, that doesn't make it okay to put your hands on someone. That's never an acceptable um, retaliation. But yeah, I'm not surprised by this.
yeah, we tend to agree on a lot, but oh no, 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 definitely, fighting belongs in hockey. If you bean the batter in baseball and it's up near the head, sure, charge them out. And if you try to pick a fight with the 6'4", 240 absolute unit football player like a drunk idiot in the front row of a football game, If you get hit, that is on you. On you. That is your own stupidity.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The dude deserves it. Before we get out of here, we got a question of the day for you guys this week. Got an interesting one for you. Would you rather have the ability to speak to animals or speak every language in the world?
Um, I'll go ahead and kick this one off. We had a pretty good debate prior to the show on our pre-taping video chat, and I think it's pretty easy to me, and I'll kind of lay it out here real quick. I think the first thing is technology nowadays, boys, we live in 2026. My phone could tell me exactly what you're saying and exactly what language you're talking and speak it to me very easily and clearly. So I just don't find it as helpful as being able to talk to animals. I think we can all agree that, we love our four-legged friends and our dogs and cats and what have you, and to be able to speak with them and know what they're thinking. I can't tell you how many times I've mentioned something along the lines of, man, I wonder what he's thinking, So to be able to put those together and um I'd be remiss if I said that you couldn't profit off it as well, because I don't know anyone else who actually talks to animals. So to me, I just think it would be amazing to be able to talk to animals. I think there's a lot of ways that you could kind of have fun with that, maybe, and potentially make a little profit off of it. So I'm gonna go with speak with animals. Although I will say, speaking all languages ever created would be pretty sweet. So
I'm going to go with speaking with animals as well. Google AI can solve all my language barriers worldwide. Don't need to know them permanently. Um, much rather speak to animals. I could figure out why my dogs are hell bent on barking outside. And more importantly, I can argue with the gopher that I've been in an absolute war with for the last 2 years to get the hell out of my fucking yard and go to my neighbors. I don't give a shit. Just not mine. Quit going in mine. Um, that would be sick.
so
So
you
I
so you
am. Yeah,
I'm
no,
sorry, you've
I've
been
been
this
battling with
groundhog,
this
have it
asshole for
go.
2 years. This gopher
Oh,
is a dick. And I don't really want to shoot that. We're gonna go down a way different lane here. So yeah, no, I'm gonna go with talk to animals. I gotta get the gopher out of here.
Well, I just have a couple holes in your reasoning because no, Google Translate, Google AI, they get you maybe somewhat in the ballpark, but trust me, I have literally been in Mexico trying to type shit out and you hold it to them and they just look at you like you're fucking stupid. Like that doesn't make sense. Like I don't know what you're trying to say. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm typing into fucking Google and Google's supposed to translate to you. They just look at you like you're like you're speaking another language, which because you are. I like to travel. I think it'd be so dope to just be able to go anywhere in the world and not feel uncomfortable. Like, yeah, I mean, you could communicate and literally get wherever, do whatever you want anywhere in the world. So to me, that would be the number one. And people do, Debo, people do talk to animals. I mean, just
yeah,
ask the
yeah.
dog
They
whisperer
talk to
Caesar Milan.
animals.
Just ask the dog whisperer Caesar Milan. I mean, he talks to animals all the time. So, I mean, really, if you want to know what Coda's thinking, Drew, you want to know why your dogs are barking, just send this dude a DM and he'll show up and
I'm
talk
more
to your
concerned
dogs
with the
for you.
gopher, full disclosure.
Well, we
Yeah,
can
how
take
is
care of
Caesar
that
with
damn gopher.
gophers?
We'll set some traps so we can get rid of that gopher. Oh, Colorado scored again. Missed that. 6-5, 6-5 Colorado while we're yapping away. So we're in the third period, just about 16 minutes left in the third period, and Colorado is up again, 6-5.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure to have y'all with us. Episode 22 in the book, Sports on the Rocks. Peace, love, and prosperity to all. We are wrapping this up. Y'all have a good one.
Peace.
Adios.